Hello and welcome to Endless Legend 2. We've got an early access look at the full build of the game. Well, the full early access build, we're no longer limited to just 100 turns or so. We've got access to 5 of the 6 new factions, including the new ones right now, Last Lords and the Tauhuk, who are both economic and science-based. These guys are kind of a science, religious-based group that is all about the Endless coming back. But today, we're going to play as the Last Lords, who are spooky ghosts inhabiting suits of armor. Escaping Orega before it became an icy tomb, the Last Lord set a destination across the stars for Sayada, a world believed to be an endless sun-scorched desert land laden with dust. Sounds like Arrakis. Upon arrival, Sayada's brutal oceans were a rude awakening for the knights who still clung to the tatters of their chivalrous code. Most are only engrams awaiting for their great suits of armor, but Consul Taibana hopes not just for reanimation, but renaissance. So these guys do not require food. Their population consumes dust, and they don't heal, but you can use dust to heal them. Once you assimilate minor factions, the lords can upgrade their villas, allowing you to enlist them in your cities. And then Primordials, the most ancient of the Last Lords, are a powerful population that boosts the influence and dust production of Last Lord inhabitants. Building a soul repository creates them. What do we get here? We're haunted suits of armor. We need no sustenance, but feed on dust. We are Lords of the Amber Plains, so we're very chivalrous, I guess. Last Lord units. We have dust tiles, provide more dust. Units can only be healed with dust. Sacrifices for the realms can be activated to sacrifice foreign population to create populations for your faction. Ooh. Dying units instantly restore health to adjacent units. That's very handy. They are calm. They are distant. They're and they have scavenging and currency unlocked right at the beginning. We're going to play on, let's go a large continent with, let's go a huge continent. And we'll put one of all the other factions on here. I think that's the fun way to do this. We'll just stick to Explorer because we're still trying to figure out, you know, where the baseline is of the game. But we'll play some harder difficulties as time goes on. Once we've got the feel of the full game in. Are we good necromancers with extra steps? That's a great question. Perhaps all necromancers are good.
Steward Leofric says we slumbered during that long dark night among the stars.
That's not the one I wanted.
I have no memory of time passing. Only of the sense of purpose and the burden. The Lords remain prisoners of the armor that binds us, and the dust that sustains us.
Oh, we're kind of trapped. We're like Warhammer Necrons. 2 agents, it's too many, it's too many.
Our mortality a long-forgotten dream. For we must consume, or else we die.
Eat, eat, eat. The old emperor on his golden throne.
Against this dark fate, we still carry our old curse to a new home. But perhaps here we will finally rise above it.
Oh, cool.
One day we will be lords of the Amber Plains again. With our fate in our own hands and our honor redeemed, whatever the price.
Oh, I like these guys' story. Resurrect the Lords. What world have we found ourselves on, Lords? Windswept isles, ancient mysteries, hostile inhabitants, yet there is dust here too. Our hunger is great, but our honor is greater still. Awaken, Lords, and claim our birthright. So we really want to set up in, like, desert plains more than anything else. We have Duke Unwin Weybridge, who is our, like, main guy. Looks like a melee hero. We have a stalwart infantry unit. And then we got this thrall, who is also an infantry unit. Let's do a little looky-loo around. We got a bit of dust down here. It looks like we've got some Gorogs. Strong and fearless warriors. The Gorogs have been divided into scattering tribes and weakened by infighting. I don't know what these guys give if we conquer them. They are hostile. Weary village spawns armies, so they're going to be like attacking us constantly. How do I see the like where to build map mode? I think I just click this. Okay, so this area is basically all desert, so there is lots of really good dust around. There's a bit of production. There's not really much in the way of science or anomalies. We have one anomaly up here, maybe, no, two anomalies up there. This one is 3 science, 5 authority, purple leaf. And this one is 6 production. So you know what? I'm probably going to actually build my capital right, like... I want to say like right there, but maybe... These are also anomalies? No. That's just saying like what I would get if I built my capital here. Ten and 3, 6 and 4. I'm a little bit confused what these guys are giving me. It doesn't look like anything. Dense bush. Just regular terrain. So there's not really any value of forming a capital up on them. Honestly, I might go right here. And then we're just like, we can grow into those anomalies pretty quickly. We have some turns to figure it out. We're money-eating ghosts that behave as knights, like to take vassals for more money. Basically, yeah. That's kind of our vibe, right? We have stalwarts, we have thralls, palanquins, dust lords, which are flying units. The Lord's Estate, Soul Repositories, Dust Divination. These are kind of our unique things. The Night Watch. All of our different bonuses. I'm realizing like we haven't had a chance to look through any of these menus yet. This is also new. We actually have victory conditions because we're no longer limited to like an 100-turn game. We actually have a 300-turn game for the score victory. Diversity, worship, acclaim, worship, impress with wealth. Enlightenment, supremacy, insight, and stature. There's so many different ways to win. There's an awakening victory, and then there is the story so far. Obviously, I feel like the awakening victory is probably what we're going to want to do. We don't have any quests yet. There are all the like special tidefall deeds. Oh man, I can't wait to dive into these. We have our cities and camps, and then last we have our protectorates here as well, which we don't have anybody yet. So I do think that probably... I want to make sure we have like some production, so... Maybe like right here on the coast is actually the best spot for us to go. These would be 20 if we formed over here. But I feel like having access to these anomalies is like just a smart choice. 15 and 1, 13 and 3. I feel like 13 and 3 might be best. We'll go 15 and 1. You know what? Screw it. That's going to be our capital. Boom. Spooky haunted ghost city. Let's go. Dawnbreak. A soul suppository? Yeah, you just gotta... It just goes right up there. Now, we can make a Sanctity of Nature. I want to make a foundation. Or, I guess we gotta make a district first. So, why don't we build... like a merchant's house. Right here. That'll get us a bit more gold. And we can then get access to that purple leaf anomaly, which will be nice. You're just going to keep exploring. There's a third one of these guys here. Okay, so there's a lot of these Gorog homies. We have access to science. The things it's recommending is feudalism, which is extra dust per citizen. That does feel like a pretty good job. There's science, the scientific charter. There is voice of the masses, which gives us the scribe forum for extra influence. You know what? I'm going to go with that because I feel like influence is something you need a lot of in the early game. And then we'll just keep exploring. These guys can move up and get battle spoils next turn. Oh man, these cities look great. Feels like they're a bit more full of stuff than they used to be. If it's fantasy game, it's mana. If it's sci-fi, it's energy. I mean, we're eating. Our guys eat money, which is kind of fun. You're in neutral territory. Why not make it yours? Find a camp. And then you can attach it to a city. Claim territories. Via finding camps. Well, I want to see like what anomalies are here. There's more purple leaf. Purple leaf. And there are some insights down here as well for battle spoils. I don't know if like my camera is in the best place for today. I feel like I'm half blocking everything. Maybe we should shrink me down a little. Or like here. And then chat. We're gonna move you guys. We're gonna put you guys over here on the right side. See how that works out for us. All right. Book. Since awakening on the world of Sayada, Consul Taibana has felt out of sorts. Maybe it was the eons slumbering between the stars, or maybe it was the shock of Sayada. The ancient maps of Oroga foretold of a world of sand and dust, but the ocean world was anything but desert. Wild seas, windswept isles, dangers in the deep. Aside from her trusty advisor Leofric and her most loyal soldier Duke Waybridge, the rest of the party are mere husks, soulless automatons masquerading as lords. Much must be done before Taibana can even begin to grapple with the question of the Lord's accursed nature, the one thing they couldn't leave behind. Leofric, our first settlement Dawnbreak is founded on this harsh world, yet we must not rest in our work. No rest for the wicked. I am confident with an iron will we will conquer the basest part of our nature. We will remove the dark stain on our honor. It's a long way off, Consul. We have more pressing concerns. Much as it is, shames me to say, for now we must keep feeding on the helpless. Needs must, but you should be exhilarated, Leofric. It is time to visit the Lord's archive and bring all those souls to the sanctuary of the capital. It pleases me. Really, I'm just tired. Of course, sometimes I forget that you've been here longer than any of us, alone, laying the groundwork while we slumbered. If it wasn't for your work. It was no hardship, it was duty, and anyway, 'twas but a sliver of the ample lifespan of a lord. Even so, I should not forget. The expedition of the archive, I will rest easier when our souls and our fellow lords are no longer out in the wilds. Search the Lord's archive. Which is way over here. Okay. Well, I guess we have our objective. We have a minor faction of Amatrine up here. Oh, here we go. These guys give us experience gain on heroes. These guys give us industry per pacified village and industry per city. We got some nice provisions. And we'll keep doing some exploring here. Oh, there's more stuff there too. More provisions. Yeah, let's go. We'll go down here and then we'll cut across. A bridge tile? The kin of Sheridan. Uh-oh. Building a temporary bridge. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. They're pretty close to us. So we have purple leaves, side-hand boars. I guess the best place would probably to be build where these minor factions are. Cool. How long is that gonna last? I like that they built a bridge and I'm like, yoink. This is my bridge now. You know what? Let's just explore a little bit up this way instead. I'm too curious. Voices of the masses. We have access to the forum. We picked up a desiccated conch. So we now have a high-strung bow and a conch, which is also a ranged thing. Okay, so we have 2 ranged items. We definitely want to have a ranged hero built next. That much is very certain. Where do we think those humans went? Arega was Endless Legend 1? Oh, okay. Yeah. Making a joke about crypto being bad money. Flashbacks to Persia? Oh, God. Is everything Persia? I don't think we need walls. Approval. Let's go for a little bit of science here. Science on the Lord Estate. 25 dust to healing costs on missing health. Yeah, well, let's go for a bit of science. So far, we've been fairly peaceful. This build is taking a long time, and I'm actually wondering about... Let's buy it out. And then we can spend some points to pick up this anomaly, which will give us food, science, and approval. These fiber spines as an anomaly will also give us a whole bunch of stuff, so we'll work on them next. But I suppose a district is in order. We don't have access to the works. Maybe a forum? +1 influence for each adjacent district. The communal habitations level up when surrounded by 4 districts. So I feel like that's going to go there. So why don't we build a forum here? We could also build like infantry units, which might not be the worst idea. I'm worried all these Gorogs are hostile. Bribing its elder with dust or a parlay that triggers a quest. Oh. Maybe we should be questing for these Gorogs. I'm gonna keep sticking with my plan to try and figure out where those kin of Sheridan are from. Because we're gonna need to like grow in that direction if they are a threat to us. Carry on, how we doing? Good morning. We gotta build a wall. I don't think we're in any rush on a wall. The cities have sort of natural walls or spooky ghost fences. All right, maybe that guy came from the north? We found some abandoned dust. And there is the Lord's Archive. Perfect. So we can do that next turn, and then there's some charts here as well, which will give us more maps. The AI has closed its borders. I don't know where its borders are. Where are we on the map? We're kind of right in the center. We're a little bit more southward, I guess. Consul, we've secured the souls. Within the day, they'll be safely ensconced in Dawnbreak. Cheer up, Leofric. God's willing, soon the first souls will be transferred to their automatons. Imagine, by sundown, we might hear Marquis Galardri prattle on about Oroga war stories. I pray the resurrection is successful. You worry too much. Look how your genius has brought the lords already. We've secured the souls. Within the day, they'll be okay. Pray tell, Leofric, are we ready to resurrect the first lord? I must finish some research. If we don't get this right, the resurrected lords risk being degenerate, incapable of living full and hale lives. You will get what you need, Leofric. Nothing is more important than reviving our lords. Tell me. Research feudalism. Well. Can we do that first? Because we're a ways away from this being done. Actually, we're not really. I could probably speed build this in like 2 turns. So let's actually finish science, because then I can make a science building. Impact craters, some more loot over here. So much loot to find. Nice! 15 science. Bunch of influence, bunch of extra movement. So we have an idea of kind of the edges of our territory right now. One of your heroes have a hero point available. This guy leveled up. So, Duke Unwin Weybridge. He is infantry with power slash. He gets bonuses off of might. So we have like a death blow, charge, and physical training, which adds extra damage for basically everything. Teleports to a target skill, deals damage to adjacent enemy units, determination and might. Ignores the defense of targeted unit if they are damaged. Deals extra damage. If the unit is eliminated, the hero can act again. Oh yeah, I'm going to pick that up for sure. Let's start with that for him. He also gets a chilling coup de grace. When eliminating a unit, adds terrorize to adjacent enemies. That would be pretty good for him. And then we have like slow rebuilding. Restores health to all units in the army. When attacking minor units, gain extra damage. When gaining experience, gain extra experience. Gain extra health. So those are the kind of the ones that are like everybody has out of our spooky ghosts. Surviving but doing okay. Good to hear. Good to hear. Surviving, still the most important thing we can do. I'm going to have to build that foundation, but I don't really want to. But if it gets me access to those fiber spines, I'd rather build where that guy is. So you know what? Let's just wait a turn. I'm going to buy out that forum. +2 science for each adjacent anomaly. Oh, well, actually then. I'm going to put that right here because that's going to make like 6 science in this location. That's a really good spot for that. Awesome. Our city grows. We pick up some influence, some bonus movement. I think let's go up this way. This guy can also start cutting back and trying to find those kin of Sheridan. We really need to set up a camp. But I guess everything in due time. This homie's just rolling around. Classic Gorog. Galadri is reborn. Leofric, you genius, you did it. Marquis Galadri is back. We should proceed with the resurrection of as many lords as we can muster. Consul, I would strongly advise against that. What causes unsettles your reason? I have grave doubts that Galadri's resurrection. I fear the method might have left the Marquis somewhat enfeebled, but only time will tell. This is your domain, but Leofric, remember the lords cannot wait forever. We gain a consul's guard. Oh, these guys look very good. Stuart Leofric's reservations about Marquis Galadriel's resurrection are most prophetic. A terrible affliction besets the reborn lord, their life primed to be dramatically cut short. A grim mood takes Consul Tybana as she comes to terms with the setback and the imminent death of a decorated if somewhat pompous ally. Leofric, I mean not to besmirch your reputation nor cause you humiliation, but how did this happen? Resurrection is not child's play, Consul. It is a difficult, perilous task. Setbacks are inevitable. Marquis is dying. I'm sorry you need to witness this, but Consul, please calm yourself. Marquis Galadriel is not lost. He is not? His original engram, his soul we brought from Aruga, remains in the crypt in Dawnbreak. Before resurrection, I duplicate the soul. One goes into the automaton, the other remains in the crypt. A fallback. We can resurrect him again, but he will remember nothing of his time on Sayada. A blessing and a curse, I think you'll agree. Reassuring yet horrifying too. I feel guilty saying it, but I'm relieved the Morning Star had space for a few full suits for the likes of us, Leofric. If I was in Galadriel's boots, indeed. Not to cast aspersions on your talents, of course. Resurrection, as you say, is a difficult science, but I need it to work. We have few allies in the world. None taken. I will have perfected it soon. I just need more vital materials. Pacify 3 villages. Or build 2 soul repositories and get poison salts. Ignore the defense of targeted units. This is an active skill. Oh, this is like a one-time use consumable. And this is like 400 influence. I'm going to pacify a bunch of villages. As much as we need the wisdom of Galadriel and the rest, we are too vulnerable. We must gain power over those who might hurt us. I will carry on my research with or without the materials. Yeah, there's literally 3 villages just here in Enrosh we could pacify. And I feel like leveling up our guys would not be the worst choice. I'm going to move these Marquis guards up with us. So we have this, we have this. Probably a workshop would be smart. Get us the ability to make some production. And I can boost this laboratory next turn. Engram, it reminds me of Cyberpunk. Yeah, I get that as well. Some terms just like sit living in the brain. All right, you can come back down. We'll make you into an army. Ah, here is the edge of Sheridan's territory. Garen's Rest. So these guys merge. We get a bougie army. Oh, I gotta boost this. We got this laboratory built. I want to take this 6 production here, but this guy keeps standing on it very annoyingly. So this is going to give us extra population slots. Levels up when surrounded by 4 districts. It does mean I need another district around it because I don't think the city hall counts. Oh, no, it does say district. So you know what, actually? A communal habitation here might just work. Currently, we have scribes. Why don't we move to artisans? Yeah, I feel like we have a lot of happiness in the city right now, so... And if we can make dust, we make more population. Which I guess does sort of make sense for these guys. Wow. Okay. So this one province directly connects my capital to their capital. You're just going to grab this curiosity first. And then I think what I'm going to do is literally just like deal with these Amertrines. There's the workshop unlocked. We got to unlock 2 more things. Civil Order unlocks Traveler's Shrines for approval. I feel like we need this one. This is a clearly spooky ghost technology. So if I talk to these guys to parlay, bribe them. What if we parlay? Dark times, do you not sense it too, the last lords? Every moment has its danger. It may be, but here we talk of war threatens these lands. Sayata itself darkens, the seas, the skies. We, the Amertrine, want no part of this. Nor do we. Our visit is peaceful. We wish to work with you for the good of Sayata. Work together, yes! A terrible conflict is coming. Should be no trouble to raise a lookout. Build one keep. District. Yeah. All right, well. I guess let's unlock that first then. And that'll pacify all of those guys. So, honestly, if those guys are friendly, maybe let's fight these other dudes. The Gorrocks or whatever they're called. And here we have an anomaly here and a golden scrub. Are there any other anomalies in this zone? It doesn't really look like it. So I think I'm going to try to find a camp 2, 4, and 3. Yeah, it's recommending I build it right there, and it's honestly not a bad spot for one. And then we'll have like a forward base that we can use against the Sayatans. Is today a full day of Endless Legend? Yes, today and tomorrow, and probably most of next week. Didn't enjoy Endless Legend 1 or Humankind. I think it's the combat system. I don't mind. It's definitely... There are some things that kind of like in my brain from playing things like Age of Wonders. I find it weird that like units can move away without taking like attacks of opportunity and stuff like that. But it's just like you have to kind of program your brain to think a little differently. Yeah, let's found a camp. This guy could also found a camp if we wanted to. There is a lot of dust in this place. You know what? Let's do it. So this will give us 2 forward bases that we've just claimed. You've almost got enough to build those communal habitations. Oh, what's this? A camp divided. Consul, since arriving at these vestiges and meeting a garrulous hoy, last lords have been arguing non-stop. About what? Whether the vestiges hold traces of the old one's civilization and their fall. The Hoi convinced half the soldiers that Sayata's cursed and something evil lingers here. The other half think themselves fools for believing such rumors. They'll be fighting amongst themselves if we don't step in. We need common enemies. The more evil, the better. Science. Ooh, notable. The Hoi character could work in propaganda. Barrelore. +5 science for 10 turns. This seems like a permanent upgrade. Well, these are like 10 turns, 10 turns. A fine idea, Consul. Now, where do they exist? Are they... Where do they exist? Here's our protectorates. Gorogs. They give us rangers, scavengers, +2 to industry, +2 to science on artisans, scavengers, and crushers. We have a bunch of Darkhorn. Oh, this is kind of nice. We can actually use this stuff that we found to give us +10 industry in our capital. That's huge. That literally cut that in half. I don't even think I can rush that anymore. Awesome. Okay. And I'm going to end up building probably another merchant's house down here. Though we also have a soul repository. Oh, yeah, and we need to build this keep. If I built a soul repository here, I could build a merchant's house there, like a workshop or a keep. Let's do it like that. Because that guy can still get surrounded by 4 stuff pretty easy. Oh, yeah, and I can still buy out this communal habitation as well. Which I think let's just do. And hopefully that gives us what we need to get cooking here. So you've got a population that's got to come down here. You should probably come down and join this army, because if we're going to go to war, we might as well go to war against these monkey people. Favorable battle. Our first fight. Let's just do a manual battle because I want to get to learn how these guys work. So we're up against Rangers and Rangers. We have Duke Unwin, the Consul's Guard, and a Thrall and a Steward. Leeching Strike. So the Consul's Guard is an upgraded Steward. Guess let's just like take the high territory here. Go defensive. Put the console guard down there. That way this guy can come in, do a hit. Power slash. And then death blow. Yeah, I think what I'm going to hit him because then I can probably kill him with a death blow. Ah, so close. You come in. Oh, even when I kill an enemy, it heals everyone. That guy just one-shot my console guard? Are you for real? You'll do way more damage with that upper ground. Dude, I can't believe that. 0 out of 1 health. Oh, I think that guy was broken. Your units can't regenerate health. Your faction uses dust instead. Eldritch Knight and Fallen Knight. The Thralls become scavengers and fleetfoots. Oh, well, maybe I don't know who the console guard was meant to be then. Why are we blue? I don't know, because we're ghosts, I guess. Might be you're so used to the civ system. Combat on the normal map, yep. Buy some more population to make buildings faster. That is one option. It's probably not the worst idea. I've been spending a lot making buildings instead. Yeah, I guess our population doesn't grow unless we buy them. Like, there's no natural growth. Which is very curious. I don't know if I want that approval to go down much more, but I guess we could. Honestly, I think having like one scribe is a good idea for now. Give us some more purple. Because I need to get this. This will get us like 6 industry. Can't buy that out either. More population, more people working, more resources generated. Your pop doesn't grow on the fallen. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I guess, I mean, as long as we have all these slots, there's no reason not to boost them. I'm a bit worried going to try and fight these guys, because I don't know what they're going to be like. Pretty tough. What's the parlay quest? Listen first, last lords. The tribes watch me, for I have promised that the strongholds would be ours again. The 100 tribes united as one, the glory of Saka. A grand promise. You're planning to do this alone? The Hags say the time is now. The tribes will gather. From stronghold hollows, the spirits of the deep will hear our prayers. Only one thing stands between me and Saka. We know little about strongholds, but we can help your efforts if we both benefit. Respect for the spirits of the deep stops me from taking trees for fuel. The roots run deep, but you do. The fires of your works are always burning. We have industry to sustain. Build 2 improvements in Dawnbreak, and will pacify all 3 Gorog villages. Honestly, that kind of seems like a better idea. I'm literally building 1 right now. And then if I build a keep, I'll pacify all of them and them at the same time. So we can go off and we can chase other things to fight if we want. Is that loot? It is. I'm gonna grab that. 40 science. Very grateful for that. I guess these guys are still hostile at the moment, so... Oh! We built our soul repository.
Grows darker, stranger. This is not the world we imagined, lords of the Amber Plains.
No, it is not.
But during this deluge, we must stand tall against all this world throws at us.
This is the start of the monsoon? Yeah, it is. Council seats unlocked. You can freely appoint, revoke, and move counselors between seats. Select a seat and appoint a council. Ah, so this is the guy, Barrelor. So we got this guy special. This guy adds 8 dust on resource, 40 approval on capital, less dust cost for units, and strategic yours on units. Let's put Barrelor in there for sure. And then I feel like let's take this guy to get extra dust. Okay. I'm wrong. Population does grow. Because I just got a population for free. Oh, no, correction. I got a primordial last lord for free. Who makes dust and influence. So I think I get one of those every monsoon. Now, what I really want to do is I want to go around and collect as much of this free loot as I can. So much so that I should probably break this thrall off and have him go a different way. Dawnbreak is no longer building anything at the moment. But we are ready for the keep. Levels up when surrounded by districts as well. So let's get him cooking. We'll buy another population next turn. Faction structures on pacified villages. You now have pacified villages within your city territory. As last lords, you can build unique faction structures on top of these villages. The Lord's Estate allows the regular roundup of village populations into your city, possibly for sacrifice. A soul repository structure will grant your city with a powerful primordial last lord. Ah, I see. Okay. That's why. So I built a soul repository and I got a population for that. These guys are pacified. So are they not pacified by any means necessary then? I guess we probably need to attach this camp to the city. If we want to do that. Your faction cannot grow population, but must use dust. Buy new populations. Dong. Oh, so this guy has like a bunch of science up here as well. That's so nice. I need 133 to get that. There are multiple anomalies here. So like there's an impact crater as well as whatever this golden scrub is all about. Okay, so I'm going to actually send this guy that way. And then those guys can go this way. So you get dust and movement. Syadan Inquisition researched. +5 science on Lord's Estates and less price for healing. Nice, and we're into the next era as well. God damn, these Kin of Sheridan just showed up and stole everything here, including making a camp over this way. Dust. Necro hordes. Uh-oh. Bandits. And we can recruit a new hero. Cool. Casters, defenders, casters. Here's the problem. I want an archer. Because we picked up 2 items that are archer items. Bishop Anna Magda or Leonardo Movana. Is there any other difference between these two? You have determination and resilience. You have intuition and resilience. What does the skill tree look like for you guys? Resilience, intuition, resilience, vanish. Well, these guys are strange. Termination, eternal servitude. Trying to figure out like which set of skills is better for us. Collectivist. Industry on citizens, population slot on citizens, industry on artisans. Dust on city, industry on cities, but lower approval. You're a grifter. You're probably better, but you'll tank my approval, so I'm going to go with you. Okay. Profile. He could be friends with the Duke. No companions, no nemesises. But this way, when they fight together, they are better together. And I guess let's give him this ward shield so he can also shield and protect some of our units. Oh, you know what? Let's go there, maybe. We're on year 2. So we don't have a Traveler's Shrine. We don't have bridges and dams, but that feels okay. Unlocks unit specializations. Dust cost for bribes. Trading posts. Oops. Mineral Inquisition, Dust Divination, Science on Sold Repositories and Lords of Say. I think I will go with this one first. A little bit of extra science. And then let's just finish that keep, because it pacifies all these guys. Or it should pacify all these guys. And then I can build a Lord's Estate on this pacified village. Confused why these guys are still hostile to us. Grab that dust. To facilitate the management of several armies, or an army with low health, advanced orders can be carried out indefinitely. You can mouse over these order buttons for more details. I don't know what the advanced orders are meant to be. This guy does have a skill tree point, though. Charge or physical training. I like this chilling coup de grace idea. If he's going to take that execution ability. So we'll grab dust and movement. Then I'm going to move you near those banditos. What is this? Mosaic Ruin. Sometimes swarming with necrophage. Oh, this is part of another Empire's quest. Interesting. Alright, well, you're going to grab that dust. Then this dust. We're going to grab some more population. And why don't we rush that Lord's Estate as well? You have enough to pick up this anomaly for the 6 production there. I think that's going to be worthwhile. And then as for districts... Level 1. Level 1. So this still needs another... If I build a merchant house here, that should also level up the soul repository. Livy, hello. How we doing? Yeah, there's a story here. But not for me. There are more Gorog up here. I wonder, should I maybe like take these in camps as well? You're going to build dust. Get that dust. You're going to move up here. I'm going to try talking to these guys again because I was under the impression... This is saying I've not built any improvements in Dawnbreak. And this is saying I haven't pacified any villages. And I feel like I have done both of those things right now. Improvements. No, I haven't. Sanctity of nature. Can I build this like anywhere? Okay, just like it builds in the city itself. Yeah, so that actually is a harder quest than I thought it was. These guys are pacified. Dwellers living in a lord's estate you have built can be rounded up and immediately taken to your city as additional foreign pop. It may cause rebels. Transfers 3 population to the village of this city. Chance of rebellion is 10%. It will unpacify the village, creating rebel armies again. But it would give us 3 population? That's really good. Yeah. Now we have a lot of pops. At any time, you can sacrifice a foreign pop of your city. Your city will then produce significantly more dust per last lord on each turn of sacrifice. After a few sacrifices, a new native pop can be created. You can click on this button to activate the sacrifices for the realms. But also, if I make these guys artisans, they produce additional science for us as well. And they hate being citizens. So if I make our guys scribes, make them artisans, and then the last lords can maybe be citizens. To me, that makes sense to me. We'll give that a shot. Super low today, moving bedrooms, been in this room your entire life. Ooh. I feel you. I mean, we're in the middle of a move right now, and it's always a lot. Old pair of headphones you had broke in the move. That sucks. That sucks, but means you get to get new headphones. That's a perk. You have encountered the one who stalks from afar. Necrophages are also on this continent? I'm gonna be real. I did not expect that. So this guy doesn't really have an army. Let's just grab that monsoon dust. And I'm going to have this guy explore up this way because I got to figure out where those dudes are. I am really interested in grabbing more Gorogs, even though they're not really like the playstyle. Experience gain per pacified villages under protectorate on hero. 10% experience gain on hero. Unlocks Nadar. Also, can I... If I get 150... we can assimilate these guys. We have room to assimilate a lot of factions right now. Okay, and this is where they are. The edge of the necrophage territory. Oh! I guess that's the end of the monsoon. That looks like a lot of goodies. Schlorp. Oh man, there's like rare resources right next to our capital. You love to see that. Cool. So pretty. Tidefall has occurred. Along with grim fortresses. What do we have here? Titanium deposits. Insights. Foundlings. +4 health on units. Let's go talk to these guys. We'll parlay. Or should I just pacify these guys? Bribe them? Well, let's parlay. Let's go see what they got. Visitors, voluntarily, what a surprise! We were busy with the harvest, of course, but perhaps, why has fate brought you here? To join the festivities? I don't see what you're harvesting. Ours is a special harvest, part of nature's grand cycle of life and rebirth. The foundling family takes flesh that's no longer needed and gives it a new home, a new purpose. If your family put these knives away, we could speak more calmly. Is there a way to be friends without being part of your harvest? It's not our tradition. As our family grows, future harvests must also grow. To fulfill the promise of our community, we must guarantee a sustainable crop. Well, we don't even have flesh. Our family respects every living thing from seedlings to ocklings. Where many souls gather, we see opportunity to celebrate those lives by easing their corporeal burdens. Providing a good example by building pleasing places for citizens in your settlements, and the harvest will be secure. The last lords will be delighted. Have 2 influence improvements. Plus 10 food. Honestly, I might just bribe them. The ruins sat on the seabed for eons. Tangled fronds of weeds that could have floated in the waters are now ugly clumps at the base of pillars. Barnacles still cling to surfaces where the platina of green slime relents and the smell of the sea is intense. A soldier spots movement. Who goes there? I should ask you the same question. After all, your soldiers trample a site of great historical value. I am the Consul Tybana, leader of the Last Lords. Why do you dig among the bones of dead civilizations? The Salisk are far from dead. Like many of us whose histories go far back, they are simply diminished, now extinct. What have you learned? Jarosite. My name is Jarosite. The elders claimed the Salic Empire once stretched across Sayada, magnificent in its cruelty. I could hardly imagine these lowly thieves building anything more than hovels, but this site tells a different story. Help me excavate. Prove you are not simply invaders, and I will tell you what I know about Sayada's past, and enrich you in the process to boost. Black gel boots. 1 turn of no movement, and then I get +1 movement points after that. That's really good for us. I could fight him for a bunch of dust. Or I could fight him for a bunch of titanium. Honestly, I'll take the black gel boots. I don't mind that. My soldiers will help. Tell me about Sayada. Did you know that it was once endless deserts? Only the hardiest creatures could survive. That's what we were hoping for. Amortine myths speak of a great being coming to the world at this time. The legends are unclear of its nature, whether it was born or it came from the stars, whether it was even mortal. You tell me myths? It's my belief these myths contain much truth, and that's what I intend to learn. If you excuse me, I got work to do. I'm gonna bribe these guys. Did that work? Doesn't feel like it did. The story so far, a student of history. These are also hydromeal over here. 2 of those. That's an anomaly for science. That's an anomaly for production. If I could build a science building here, it would produce an incredible amount of resources. So I'd like to know if this is their capital. If it's possible. We've unlocked Thanatology. We'll go with some dust production, seeing as dust is everything for us. Yeah, because we need more population here too. I'm going to rush that merchant's house for 2 reasons. 1, it will give us more dust, but 2, it should also level up this soul repository. Which I believe it did. Which I think also somehow leveled up that keep. Level 2, max, level 1. I don't know how you became level 2. Bribe. Bribe? This army is still immobilized. Okay. Poke. So a lot of territory is like opened up now too. Well, not a lot, but some. I like this. We have like a natural river here that I don't think is going to go away. And in fact, if we were to like dam off some of this, We should probably take Zetro, because I could build a dam and like flood this lower territory. I'm gonna move back, see if I can talk to these Gorogs. The old soul suppositories. All right, you're no longer immobilized. No, don't fight me now. God. Of course they do that, like just as I'm coming in there to bribe them. Curse you, simultaneous turns. I can't be as fast as you. There's a lot of bugs around here, man. They're making me nervous, man. Oh, these guys are also ready for assimilation. Let's do that. That is a good idea. And honestly, I'd really like to grab these other villages. Oh! I didn't realize I could just build those. I don't actually need to grow out to them. Excellent. Well, I won't build any extra foundations then. Let's just do that. I'll boost this for another 10 production for 10 turns. Some random resource we found early on. And I'm kind of thinking at Juyak, like if we're going to make friends with the Gorogs, we can make friends with them here as well. And I could just claim this for a second city. Some fiber spines. It's not like a great spot though. The Hoy and Landrum. Peaceful minor faction. Bribe. Quest canceled. That's what I wanted down here. Okay, this is like way too dangerous for me. There's way too many bugs here. We gotta get the hell out. Yeah, we gotta get the heck out of there for sure. Here's the Hoy. They give us approval. We're gonna have to bribe another set of these guys. Oh, cool. The nice thing about this also, when we bribe them, we get free units. Well, free, but you know what I mean. Should I just plant a city up here? It's all like boring regular terrain. Like I feel like I'd be better building a city over here where at least there's dust, right? There's an impact crater. There's the Lord's Archive. There's long-tailed simians down here. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. We're gonna just go south. Leave the north. Is there a turn-based mode? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Quips. If enabled, characters will engage in short exchanges depending on the circumstances. Yeah, I want to see quips. No rush mode. Peaceful mode. Iron Man, Mortal Heroes. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think it's always... shared turns. Bribe these guys. Get another unit. Collect all this stuff. And then think about where you want to set up a city down here. Because I got hydromeal. I've got double titanium. Probably here. Almost definitely there. Special event. Good news on the economic front, Counselor. Of a kind, our mining hub of Dawnbreak has a surplus of precious ores. I suggest we let a skilled artist produce a beautiful collection that honors the last lords. Less traditional artworks, abstract forms with sharp lines and sculpted points to speak to the last lord's collective subconscious. Art to enrich the soul. 300 influence. Or 10 turns of +5 damage on last lords. No, man, let's take 300 influence. That's a crazy ton. Super, super good. Super, super good. Yeah, I don't think I need this camp to actually exist. It's just claiming territory for me right now. But that one I'm happy to make into a real city. Chance of rebellion is 35. I don't think I need any more ametrine in here at the moment. I would consider sacrificing some to make more scribes, though. Costs 520 to do this. Or it gives me 520? Each absorbed foreign population gives 50% of a last lord. Oh, that's really good. Sacrificing serfs. It benefits from an approval malus scaling on foreign populations and a dust bonus scaling on native populations. +5 dust per native population. +10 odds of rebellion. Yeah, we should do this. I think that'll be a good idea. And then 14, 4, 3, and 5. I also feel like that would be a good idea. That's probably where I'll settle that camp. Camp/cité. And you're going to settle there. Okay. Foreign affairs. Unlocks a protectorate slot. Markets. Traders posts. Movement costs to cross a tile. I mean, we're going to have all these camps and stuff now. We kind of have cities that are a bit spread out. Unlocks improvements hydro pumps. I'll build those trader posts. Hopefully this game won't turn the TC into a blast furnace. No, honestly, it runs, like, pretty good. It's not hogging an incredible amount of resources, that's for sure. I don't understand why these guys don't count as pacified. Like, I pacified 3 villages here, and I did not get pacified 3 villages by any means, but I am getting them for these guys that I'm bribing. Sacrifice for the realm has stopped. Oh, they have to be in the citizens category. I mean, I kind of like that I have all these artisans. So maybe I just like let them vibe for now. You're going that way. 180, 180. You're going to go there. Build a house. something on the shore. Before the tidefall, Sciatica seas submerged this land, and the smell of seaweed and brine is still strong. A strange traveler garbed in blue and gold prostrates herself on the sand, seemingly in supplication to a beached tentacle monstrosity. It twitches as your soldiers approach. Stay back. What are you hiding? Stay back, I said. Give it space. Tell me, what is that thing? It doesn't look natural. You insult something magnificent that you don't understand. Why does it glitter? Is that dust? It needs to be returned to the oceans. The falling seas have left it stranded. Why do you care, and who are you? Priestess of the gods that were and will be. Now is time of now time is of the essence. Will you help me or not? Trigger a battle. Horror. Or study. 150 science or 15 titanium. I feel like the science. Let's study this. This creature will live, but not back on the sea. Such an unusual specimen deserves to be studied. Leave before we decide to study you too. I suspect this will not be the last time we cross paths, last lord, and next time I won't be so compromised. Okay. Oh, what's going on here?
Forests, seaweeds, algal fields. Saida is certainly not a rigger, but we must endure.
The factory must grow. Art's a subjective medium. Not gonna tell him he's wrong if he prefers Age of Wonders over this, but saying I think they have more resources. Taste and preference is subjective. In a specific category, you don't agree. Like saying modern artist does as good as classical sculpture. Well, it's all very different. I mean, some people would argue that, you know, there is different things that art in different periods is like different mediums, and everything else varies pretty dramatically. And you can't really say specifically that one is better than another, because it's simply just like not the way that art works. Minor faction discovered. Unseeing Seers. Ooh, bonuses to science. We'll probably ask them for a quest. So we're no longer building anything, but I have enough to buy out a population, so why don't we do that? Another scribe. I guess, you know what? I guess we'll sacrifice one more of those guys. I don't want to expand any foundations right now because I don't really have the influence for it, and I need to make a second improvement. This is an improvement for merchant houses, science on quarries, dust on population, dust on merchant houses, and dust on tiles not producing dust divination. I have 2 merchant houses, so I feel like dust and science is a really good option for us right now. Let's go with that. 20 minutes of watching. I'm not sure if this is fantasy or sci-fi. It's more fantasy. Endless space is more sci-fi. Trading posts. District. Roads will automatically be created between districts containing a trading post. Plus 10 resource stock. Plus 4 dust for each adjacent resource deposit. What counts as a resource deposit? Oh, these things do. Titanium. Ah, so like trading posts here would be both really good because there's 2 resource deposits. I'm gonna need to build a camp up here. In Toiny. Some dust and influence. Let's see what these guys have to say in a parlay. The ocean ebbs as it must. The end is not far. Take care, console. You bring an ill wind bound to break against our high keep. Another piece falls into place. The grand mechanisms that bring the world to ruin. We do not worry about harm when the end of all things is coming. Know, last lords, that the dying of days creeps ever closer. We feel its shadow in the keening dark. You foretell an apocalypse? Yet stay cloistered in this tower. My scholastics and I foretell all, so I thank you for offering us to aid in the land beyond. For that reward, I have predicted what you wish for in return. I cannot divulge our methods, but a sampling of delicate confections would allow us to advance at tremendous speed. Bring a sufficient quantity. Destroy Solace Grabble. Get a ranged unit and pacify all of them. How strong are these guys? 480. They are a bit stronger than I am right now, so that's okay. We have other things our army needs to do. Ooh, dust vents. Oh, there's so much good stuff around. It's hard to pick what I want to take. As a cultured man, you can say that one art is best. I like classical music, but I can also rock out to Iron Maiden. Neither is better. They are different. Yeah. Any piece of art is as good as any other. It's just a matter of taste. I mean, art is subjective. So, like, one can say that a specific type of artwork takes more effort or more training, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's better, you know? An artwork can cost $1 million, and an artwork can cost $10. And, like, who is to say which is the better one, right? And I say this from someone who literally worked in retail fine art, like commercial fine art for museums and, like, high-end art galleries. What defines good art is not agreed upon at all in any way, and it often changes from location to location. Some people will say, like, well, the art that's the best is the one that makes you feel the most emotions. Some places will say the art that's the best is what's most expensive. It does pretty dramatically change from place to place. So I also want you to make a city, but I think this one is more important for us right now. Wow, 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 wow. I'm gonna grab an extra population here as well. Those are exploited anomalies. And then this is all like pretty good territory. So I think what I'll do is I'll build like these merchant houses also evolve. Honestly, the Lord's Estate might be the way to go here. I need dust. Does this count as a district? It does. This also counts as a district. Also gets us titanium. Which, I mean, I guess at least we could sell. I'm just going to start by building a merchant's camp. Merchant's house. And then I think let's like grab this for now. So this will also be another city. And then this way we kind of have at least a bit of a connection here. So we have recognizable standards. Some things inherently better or worse. Some things are more talented, some less. Some people less attractive, some more. Not everything is equal. I mean, again, I'm gonna like disagree because like beauty is very much in the mind of a beholder. Some people might say like, oh, well, this like skinny little person is more attractive, while other people might be like, well, actually, I find that like grosser, and I want some meat on the bones. So again, it's like these are not objective things; these are subjective, right? How a white canvas with a dot in a corner sold for over 1 million? Well. Primarily, the answer is legalized tax evasion. That's the big one, and I'll tell you that. That's the main reason. It is a complicated thing, but mostly that's the answer. Diplomats manse. Improvements for lodgings. 3 population slots. Garrisons, city halls. See, the thing is we're next to the necrophage, so I know that we're gonna need walls. I think let's get the Lord's Discipline because that allows us to upgrade our troops. And if we just got titanium, like I'm pretty sure, yeah, this guy specializes into an Eldritch Knight with titanium. which is like a better version of the Fallen Knight. Mostly. He's got a higher critical chance, but he has not as much defense. That guy's a defensive expert. This guy is coordinated attack. So he's more of like a shock troop. These guys are also upgradable into fleetfoots or scavengers. You get +1 movement point to all units of the army. Well, that's kind of useful. This guy gets, when attacking a unit adjacent to 2 friendly units, does extra damage. Coordinated attack. Ah, so they both get coordinated attack. I'll be honest, Patroller is kind of really good. We're gonna have to start making units soon, I think. Certainly we're doing a lot of exploration right now, so. If I shit in a piece of paper, I could say that's as good as the Mona Lisa. It's a matter of taste, and Da Vinci's work is not objectively superior. I suggest you look actually at Dadaism, because there was an artist who literally would shit in cans and seal those cans as an artwork. And it is a very strong statement into how we define the value of artwork at the time. And so that is poignantly actually good artwork, because it is making a statement against like the art world and everything at the time, right? But yes, like art is subjective. There's no question about this. You cannot objectively say that one type of art is better than another type of art. It is simply like fundamentally not true, because of the way that, because like how do you actually determine the value of art is the basic answer there. It wasn't valid art. I mean, who are you to say what's valid in art? I mean, I disagree. Like, it is very valid art. It is, you study it in any art history class, you're gonna study Dadaism. Dadaism is an incredible moment of art in history, because it really quite directly is addressing what you are saying right now in terms of like, where do we put the value in art? What's going on here? Sack? These guys are sacking my city? How many do they have? 377. How much do I have? Much more than that. Let's get back there. I don't like these necrophages. They're also probably going to start sacking these cities if that's the case. Don't like that. Don't like that one bit. Last Lord. Primordial Last Lord. Oh, okay. It does just give regular Last Lords then. I did kind of misunderstand that. Do I want to gobble up more of these artisans then? Chance of rebellion is 30%. I'm going to do it. These guys actually are... Here's the thing is, if I sacrifice 2 of these guys to get a Last Lord, then they're going to end up giving me like negative approval, because that's not really where the citizens fit. So I think we're just going to focus on them for the moment. So by that logic, Banksy isn't valid art, it's graffiti, and it's such a burden on society, right? Like, and some people would argue that like graffiti isn't valid art. And again, it's like most of these people have another agenda, such as like the value of my artwork is going down that I have paid a lot of money for. And I treat art like an asset class, so. Build 2 improvements, destroy the rabble, pacify 3 villages. Okay. So in one more turn, we should complete a bunch of this. Talking about whether art is subjective along with beauty. Art and beauty are subjective, but they're elements like the golden ratio. There are, yeah. There certainly are things, but I don't know, man. I guess like you have like the golden ratio, but then you have like cubism, which starts suddenly like throwing a lot of perspective, traditional perspective out the window. Are we going to say like Picasso is not a valid artist? Please don't loot my city anymore. I don't appreciate it. You need at least one dweller in the village to round them up. What the hell is a dweller in the village? Oh, I guess like they are. Do they grow new dwellers over time? They must. +6 per turn. Oh, because I round up these guys, they're also like no longer making me money in these villages. Seems to be the case. They're not making a lot of cash right now, it feels like. I'm gonna rush this because it'll complete 2 of these quests. Your machines churn and buzz. The 100 tribes will rise, even if 100 trees must fall. The last lords are no enemy of mine. Enemy of mine? This token marks our vow of peace. Perhaps we can secure those materials you requested. There is no need, Council. The resurrection method is perfected. This is truly a day of celebration, the foothold on this world, and soon we will no longer be surrounded by the mere husks of lords. As the burdens of the early day of Sayada recede, a hopeful mood falls on Dawnbreak, swelled by the presence of resurrected lords, awed yet eager to make their mark on the new world. Consul Tibana is mulling the Lord's strategy for taming this wild world when Duke Waybridge asks to meet him without delay. Duke Waybridge, you look troubled. Is it the falling seas? To think this land lay beneath the waves not that long ago. No, truth be told, the tidefall enlivened me. I thought we might have stuck on that tiny island forever, but it is something else. I have made an unsettling discovery, Consul. Down a chasm, I witnessed a mass grave of lord suits. One of our armies were ambushed? I took the liberty of undertaking a roll call. None are missing. Then who are these lords? I'm at a loss. I hesitate to speculate, perhaps, but we weren't the first lords to arrive here. This is most troubling. We should ask the steward. He's been here longer. No, keep us in the dark. Was anyone with you when you found the suits? Nobody. Keep it that way. I want this investigated without Leofric catching wind. Get back to the suits and secure them. A pack of aggressive creatures chased me off. Uchlings, I believed, picking through the spoils. Find and rout the Uchlings. They're down here. Okay. I want to evolve this into a city, but it is being sacked, so I can't. But I also want to build districts here to get that +10 production in this city, so I think let's just do that first. And then we'll get to grow a little bit more. Difference between street art and graffiti. I also think graffiti is art. It's a form of expression. Yeah. I mean, I would argue, like, to me, when people are like, how do you value art? I say it's like, what makes you feel? You know, if art makes you feel something, that typically the more it makes you feel, the better art it is. And that can be anger, because you might be like, this isn't art, which I think actually like validates it more. Or it can be like, this is beautiful, I want to cry, or whatever. And this is true to like performance art, visual art, no matter what it is. So we have societal standards again, but society has, I don't think you understand Russian, like there are people who think differently than you. And there are parts of society that are different classes, different backgrounds, different everything. So like to say that we have like one strict societal standard is functionally not true. There are different parts of society, and so like people have different opinions. It's the same thing with like beauty being subjective. Like, what is typically valued of beauty in like a Latino community might be very different than what is valued in a Scandinavian community, for example. And what they would consider to be beauty is just dramatically different, right? So we can't really say that there is one specific societal standard in this kind of thing. 23 plus 30 dust on population. This only takes 6 turns. Let's absolutely build that. You know what? Let's start building some units. A Juggernaut ranged, Palanquin of the Profane. And then some stalwarts. Let's get some units out after this as well, because we are being attacked by the necrophages. And I'd like to kind of get that locked up. The story so far is going well. We're doing really good on a score victory. I can't tell about these other ones. And these Gorogs. No protectorate slot available. Okay. Well, I need to get a tech for that then. Protectorate slots. Traveler's shrines. Bridges and dams. Scriptorum. This one? Protectorate slot. Foreign affairs. So we'll queue that one up after Lord's Discipline. Nice. Now we have access to all those, like Eldritch Knights and stuff like that. You cost 10. You just cost a lot of money. I guess let's spend the money to spec him. And then I'll spend the titanium to spec him as an executioner instead of a scout. 499 versus 366. Why are you going that way? What's happening here? What's happening? Oh, they retreated. Good. Capture stopped. Sack decaying. Yeah, we got to deal with these dweebs. They are going to be a problem otherwise, so. Absolutely love this combo. I know, right? We get into some heavy stuff here. Can we agree that eating money is art? Certainly. It's a performance art, and it says a lot. It's also probably not super good for you, but yeah, I would argue that eating money could be performance art for sure. Yesterday, we talked about smut and genres of smut. Today, a sociological intrigue and what isn't art, not art. Chat is bipolar. We have opinions. All right, so we do have like... Okay, the other fight is here, so I do want to kind of take that. I think I could back those necrophages down into this corner, so that is what I'm going to try to do with them. Meanwhile, this is a small army. Could you guys survive that? I guess I could just go grab this loot for right now and do a bit of exploring. This city is not doing anything. We just built a merchant's house. Let's grab that titanium deposit. We need it for upgrades. And then I'm going to block these guys off. They have nowhere to run now. And honestly, I feel like... Yeah, I'll just take that instant resolution. Obelisks. Bring an army to this tile to search it for battle spoils. Okay. And I'm going to evolve this into a city. Before any other empire, you reach the objective of a deed. Be the first to have 3 cities, +1 city cap. Cool. So these are... Victory Last Lords? Where is this show? Here, Tidefall. Be the first to have a city with 20 foundations. Be the first to eliminate 30 units. Be the first to have 20 population. Oh, that's really good. 2 industry per population. Oh, I see. This empire got Bringer of Treasure. 30 of a strategic resource. Clear 6 fortresses. 25 districts. Pacify 10 villages. Unlock a free protectorate slot. These would all be very useful, so... Beauty is not subjective. It's the average we are used to see, and that's an objective mechanic to determine. If we have different people think different things are beauty, it's because they have different life experiences. That means it's subjective. Like, that literally means if people are seeing it from different things, like you were saying that like different people can see it differently, which means it is subjective. There is not like a universal truth on something like beauty, so... Different societies have different tastes, and the society has its own standards, which override personal preference and grants validity. Such as beauty, or worse, beautiful or ugly. Yes, but again, it's like one society is different than the other, right? And this is why, like, art in some places, like, to some people, a Basquiat is extremely good artwork. To other people, they might look at a Basquiat and be like, this looks like garbage. This looks like a child's drawing, right? This has no value to me. This has no worth to me. I wouldn't want to hang this on my wall. It doesn't give me pleasure. I wouldn't spend $100,000 on it, certainly. So then it has a subjective value to these people. So monocultural countries, do people agree on what those standards should be? I mean, no. I mean, like, look at literally look at any country. Authorities try to set those standards as a way to justify their own existence, calling some art good and some art bad. Now, so I'll explain to you. I worked in commercial artwork, particularly like with museums and like high-end, what's called blue chip artwork. So like I'm talking like selling top-of-the-line museum pieces, you know, things like Picasso's. And what I learned through most of that is the art galleries try to determine what is valuable because it's what they represent. And they will try and convince other galleries to also represent those artists, because the more places it can be sold, the more its like credibility goes up, and the more people buy it, you know, typically the more it goes up. But again, it's a subjective thing. They are trying to convince certain people to say, I want you to buy these works so that its value goes up. And really, so much of that is just the art galleries trying to make insane amounts of money. Like, art galleries are run by... Everyone who runs an art gallery is a con artist. Like, I will say this without a moment's hesitation. The entire industry is literally built on conning people into believing there is an objective value on their artwork, when it is fundamentally, like, not really true, but they can create a value point, which is not necessarily... its value as art, but as its value as an economic commodity. And that's where so much of art galleries operate into. So the best art is explosions. Yeah, I mean, well, if you look at movies, right? Who's to say what a good movie is, right? A lot of people would be like, Marvel movies are good movies. They make more money than any other movie. While film aficionados would be like, I would never for my entire life ever consider a Marvel movie artwork, you know? Like, they are pulp. So late one night, many moons after your soldiers first encountered her, the stranger who sought the help of returning the stranded sea creature catches you by surprise in the heart of your empire. Penetrating the last lord's security with nothing seemingly more than a whisper, she stands on the balcony of your inner sanctum looking out over dawnbreak. The gold trim of her uniform glints in the moonlight. You enjoy a wonderful view. Who are you? I am a starfarer, my allegiance pledged to an institution known as the Academy. But my deeper loyalty is to my race, the Nakalim and the Lost. Once the galaxy swarmed with the old gods of dust, and now they are gone, myths of an age long past. But I am convinced the Lost was once trapped on Sayada, and I wish to learn its fate. You need our help? On the seabed, when you seized the vestigial for study, you demonstrated a curiosity for the truth. We are always eager to learn. Before the Aurora was scuttled, we initiated Sayada's long-dormant drainage system, causing the oceans to fall. Now that the Endless's ancient sites are re-emerging, my task is immense. And when you learn the truth, I will spread the word. The Endless must be held to account for their crimes, but I get ahead of myself. First, we must learn what the depths hide. 15 titanium, or approval for 10 turns in a battle. I'm going to help just because I want to know what this is about. A wise choice. When I have concrete answers, I will share what I know. For now, I leave you with a gift of titanium. All right, well, that's better than nothing, I would argue. Let's buy a population here. And then I'm going to also build a little merchant's hut. Just get us some more dust going right away. So I want to apologize to the mods and those trying to enjoy the game. Yeah, man. We can still enjoy the game at the same time. And nobody is being rude yet, so... I always kind of like having these conversations, because I think it's, like, important to provide additional perspective to people. Especially when it's something about art, because it's something I know very well from all of my work. Gives me great joy to talk about it. Exactly your point. It was a wall of text, but it said monocultural societies do not agree on a standard. Yes. Okay, yeah. Who's a greater con artist, an art gallery owner or a timeshare distributor? Probably a timeshare distributor, honestly, but it's hard to say. This, for me, is art. Exactly. I'm assuming you mean me. And which, so, thank you for the nice compliment. Let's grab this booty down here. Dust and influence. Yes, please. I gotta heal these guys. I should probably kill these necro swarms that are, like, looting and scooting around. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah. I'll move up towards them. I wish I could get those ametrine down here. I'm going to put you in artisans for now. I don't really want anybody in citizens here because it makes people really unhappy. Typically. It also doesn't really... It just gives me like 2 gold. Yeah, like it's really bad having these guys as citizens. Is what I am certainly discovering in how to play them. Okay, so I said I wanted to build something here because you are a double anomaly. So if I build a laboratory there, you will be very good. So I'm going to do that. Standards on writing, we can say which movie is bad, which movie is good. I don't know that that's true. I mean, to some degree, yes. There are techniques and whatnot that can be considered. But you can say like, so you could say something like the writing is well done. But that doesn't necessarily mean the artistic value varies, you know? Like the writing is not the entire art. Is a big part of it, right? Standards are nothing but an amalgamation of opinions on authorities, in this case, book critics and movie critics, vested interest in convincing everyone that the standard is the standard. Self-perpetuating. Yeah. How is this feeling compared to the demo? Good. It's, you know, they've addressed some feedback, certainly, that we've had, like, about the, you know, one of the biggest feedbacks I heard early on was just, like, the cities kind of felt empty, and I'm not feeling that anymore. These cities feel, like, really nice and crowded and like an actual city. So far, the play is good. You know, we're still cruising along. We're still trying to figure out all the good, juicy bits, but, you know, we're only on Tidefall number 2. We're going to continue. We're going to keep exploring. But for YouTube, we're going to cut that into the next video. So I hope you come back and join us for more of this artistic conversation. Until then.